in the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That means kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But it's not about the fly you just killed. It's about the other flies that's watching.
Go Dogs, and welcome to another edition of Chennis Berry Show as we talk South Carolina State football with Bulldog head coach Chennis Berry. On this past Saturday, South Carolina State ventured to Cookeville, Tennessee to take on Ohio Valley / Big South member Tennessee Tech, and the Bulldogs get their first win ever at Tennessee Tech, and a big win, Coach Berry, over the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. This was a signature win for us in South Carolina State.
I truly do feel like it was a big-time win for our program. And, you know, you're talking about divine intervention. We found a way in an adverse situation to be able to go beat a really good Tennessee Tech football team. And I'm very, very proud of our coaches, our players, all of the travel party, because we had to stick together. You know, there's a time of peace. You know, that's when we're practicing all week. But then there's a time of war. And when we went to war, we found a way to achieve victory, and that's the ultimate mission, is to go 1-0.
You know, it was a tough environment to play in. They're doing some construction to the stadium, but again, it was a tough place for our fans to travel to, Coach. And when you really look at that situation, dealing with all those adverse things, and then to find yourself in the game, and I don't want to jump right to the end because we're going to talk a lot about the game, but there was a situation near the end of the football game where it looks like we're going to win the football game, and we give the football game, give the football back, and then Tennessee Tech has it, and then the defense comes on and just takes the game for us.
I mean, our defense really played well the whole entire game. You know, we went into that game knowing that we had to stop their run. They have an unbelievable running attack, and they rushed for 350 yards the week prior to our game. And for us to hold that team to 95 yards rushing on 35-plus carries, kudos to our entire defensive staff, first and foremost, for coming up with a plan. But I thought our defensive line really was monumental in that game, and I was very, very proud of them. The front seven, our linebacker core as well, just doing a good job of stopping the run. But, you know, at the end of the game, like you're saying, you know, we needed to stop, and our guys did a really good job of just winning it down, maximizing the moment, and just falling in love with that process of going 1-0.
Let's flip back to the beginning of the game. Now, that set the tone as we got off to a great start, Coach. We kicked off to them. They had the first possession, but the defense took the ball, and that set the tone for the football game.
It really did. You know, our defense, I tell you what, I can't be more proud of them. I mean, they played really, really good ball to hold a really good team like Tennessee Tech to what they held them to. I mean, just kudos to them. Coach O'Daffer, the defense staff did a great job, but I was just proud of the way that they performed all game. They knew the mission, what we had to do going in, and they gave us a chance to win a football game.
Coach, when you look at the way we played on the offensive side of the football, early in the game, that first possession, first two possessions, we made all the right calls, pushed all the right buttons. It would seem so easy. Next thing, first thing you know, we're up 13-0. But take us through that first series, and then that second series when we scored on consecutive series.
Well, it's never easy. You know, we put plans together, and we knew some of the things that they were going to try to do. So we wanted to have an opportunity to put the ball in our playmakers' hands to start the game. So, you know, we had been running the ball fairly well, you know, all season. And, you know, we wanted to change it up a little bit. And we threw a screen to one of our playmakers, Justin Smith-Brown, to start the game up. And 51 yards later, he takes it to the house in one play. So we had a fast start with that. And then we had to start the next drive from basically on the -1 yard line. So our mindset is we just want to win the down. In our mind, we want to still take this thing 99 yards, and we did just that. We ran a couple plays, couple big plays, and then all of a sudden we ran a read zone play, and Eric Phoenix found the young man, Nick Brown, for a big-time play, and he took it to the house, and he did the rest. So guys did an awesome job, you know, just, you know, maximizing and executing on the game plan, and that's what it's all about. So we had a fast start. It's what we preach. We wanted to have a fast start. We knew going into a situation like that, they weren't going to give us anything, and we found a way to have a fast start in that football game.
Now, last week, Eric Phoenix was co-player of the week in the NBAC. But, Coach, you weren't necessarily that happy with the way he played last week because you thought he could have been better. And doggone, if he didn't come out this weekend, he was better this week and almost set a school record in passing.
You know, I tell you what, Eric Phoenix is a special talent. And like you said last week, although he had accolades, we knew he could have played a better game. And I thought for about the first 15, 16 snaps this past game, Eric Phoenix played flawless. And I thought for the most part, he played a good game, played a solid game. He managed our offense, and he found ways to put the ball in playmakers' hands. And that's really what it's all about in our offense. He's basically the point guard of the offense. And he did a good job of just managing it and putting the ball to the guys so they can go make plays. But very, very proud of Eric Phoenix and his performance this past Saturday.
Now, you knew this was a tough game. South Carolina State really struggled to run the football, Coach. And how did you adjust as a coach? Because, they weren't giving anything on the ground, but we had to find a way to get the football in the end zone, and we were able to do it.
Well, most successful programs, you set a mission, you want to be able to run the football and stop the run. And just like them, I'm sure they wanted to stop our run as well because we have been pretty efficient running the football. But as a play caller and as a coordinator, and whoever it is on whatever level, you have to take what the defense gives you. And we felt like that they were taking away the run, so we'd open up our passing game. And we did just that. We moved the ball down the field efficiently in the passing game. Caden High made plays all day, as well as Justin Smith-Brown, Ionaj Carter. We have a special group of young men that's able to make plays, so we just put it in our playmakers' hand, and they did the rest.
South Carolina State jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Of course, that would eventually be 19-10 at half, Coach, and we start thinking about that. You mentioned Ionaj and you mentioned Caden High. But I'll tell you what, Nick Brown has come on as a tight end and has been very, very effective the last 2 weeks.
Well, we're proud of Nick. First of all, our starting tight end, Keyshawn Toney, was nursing a little small injury, and we wanted to make sure we sit him to get him ready for the rest of the long haul. But Nick Brown steps up. In our program, we talk about next man up. All right, set an opportunity for a young man. All right, that means the urgency of now. That's no opportunity wasted. And he understood the mission, and he went and accomplished that. So we're very, very proud of Nick. Nick's going to help us going forward. We needed him and built confidence for him going forward because he's one of our young guys, but he's also a guy that we consider one of our good guys. Super proud of Nick Brown.
All right, it's time here on the Chennis Berry Show for us to do the Prism Health injury report for the Tennessee Tech game. And, Coach, there are a couple people that went down, but for the most part, again, nothing's really serious.
I mean, more than anything, a lot of cramping. I mean, you're talking about it was warm conditions.
Bro, it was hot.
It was really, really warm, and we really didn't expect that. I mean, honestly, but our guys are in condition. They're prepared. But there's a lot of guys went down with cramping more than anything. And, once you get the fluids in them and get them back rolling, we were in good shape. But, no major injuries. But, more than anything, it was more cramping more than anything.
All right, there's your Prisma Health injury report for the Tennessee Tech game. When we come back, we're going to go into our coach's spotlight, and we're going to put Nashan Goddard in the coach's spotlight when we come back on this edition of the Chennis Berry Show.
A single moment can ignite a passion. With every play, a spirit of teamwork is forged, and determination evolves into success. Life is the ultimate team sport, and a trusted teammate makes all the difference. Our team at Founders Federal Credit Union works hard every day to offer the financial tools you need, backed by unrivaled member service. Relax, you're with Founders.
No one takes care of families like Prisma Health. As South Carolina's largest health system, we have nearly 600 primary care doctors across the Midlands and upstate. So you can choose the one who's right for you. With a more personalized approach, more locations, and more convenience, including 24/7 virtual urgent care and online or in-person visits with your primary care doctor, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the primary care experts.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show, talking Bulldog football with head coach Chennis Berry. As we go to our coach's spotlight, and Coach, I know how important your assistants are. You talk about it all the time. And the coach's spotlight gives us an opportunity to introduce these coaches that people really don't know who they are. But this one particular guy, one of the tallest, biggest guys on the sidelines from the standpoint of size, and if you hear him, and one of your favorites, Nashan Goddard.
Tell you what, Coach Goddard does a really, really good job with the big boys up front. It takes a special coach to coach that unit because you're talking about 5 guys working as one. And because he played at a high level, the highest level, and also the experience that he had as a ball coach as well as a player, he's able to put that in the young man. And he has great connection with his guys. You want to make sure, especially as your line coaches, that there's great comradeship amongst the players and the coach, and he does that. He does an amazing job in his room.
All right, Bulldog fans, let's meet offensive line coach, Nashan Goddard.
What's going on, Coach?
Chilling, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How's your day going for you?
Man, it's going good, man. Going good. We had a good practice in early this morning, and now we on to game planning for our next day of practice. Still checking out Fort Valley State and ready to rock and roll. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, Coach.
How did you become an offensive line coach? Did you play it and where?
How did I become an offensive line coach? That's a great question. Well, let me answer your second question. I did play offensive line. I played offensive line at the University of South Carolina, so I am a Gamecock. And I guess, most of my knowledge I learned in football came from the position I played, so naturally it was easy for me to become an offensive line coach.
How did you and Coach Berry come together?
Wow, that's a good question. Coach Berry and I came together at the 2021 Celebration Bowl, all right? So we met at the Celebration Bowl, and then we actually got to work the Legacy Bowl together. He was the offensive line coach of the opposing team. I was the other offensive line coach of the other team, and we kind of hit it off there. And then we worked a couple clinics and other camps, and then he did a great job of hiring me. So he gave me an interview, and I think I did a good job at it, and the rest is history. And I'm learning so much from him. He's an O-line guru, and I've never been a GA before, so I'm kind of getting my GA tutorial now by being under Coach Berry.
When you look for offensive linemen, what are you looking for?
When I'm looking for offensive linemen, I'm looking for young men who want to play tough, play smart, and play fast. Obviously, the physical attributes, you want someone who's tall, long, lengthy, who got really, really good knee bend, and athletic like myself. Guys who can typically play a little bit of basketball, and guys who can really, really play nasty when it's time to play nasty.
What makes you enjoy coaching the offensive line?
What makes me enjoy coaching the offensive line is it's one of those positions where they don't get a lot of credit. And my job is to give them pride, give them credit, and make them feel that they're wanted out here. Because, the one thing about O-linemen, nobody really care about us until we get a penalty. You know what I mean? Everybody know who we are then. But I really enjoy just being around the young men. Like I said, seeing them grow, seeing them enjoy themselves, seeing them have fun. Offensive linemen, we're more of the charismatic guys of the team. So they cracking jokes all the time. And I feel like a young kid when I'm around those guys all over again.
What is your why?
Great question. My why is my family. My family is my wife, my beautiful wife, and my two sons, man. My oldest son is Nashan Goddard. He's actually about to graduate this year, so I'm going through all the motions of having a senior student athlete. He's a football player and a basketball player at Westwood High School here in Columbia area, and he's going through his senior year, so I'm going through those growing pains of him playing sports and him possibly leaving me, going to college somewhere, right? And then my younger son, Nate Goddard, he's a 13-year-old middle schooler going through all his changes in life, but he's also a football player at Muller Middle School, and they got a heck of a team as well. And so those guys, those three are my why, man. Obviously, I'm a husband, so everything I do is to make sure I'm taking care of my household and my wife and all that good stuff. So that's my why. Oh my God, my greatest football moment? Listen, I won 2 Super Bowls, a Grey Cup, MEAC Championship, Celebration Bowl, a SAC Championship with Newberry. I've won a lot of championships. My greatest football moment came in 8th grade. 8th grade, I played Dickinson Inn at McFarland Middle School. And when I tell y'all think I'm lying, I got every tackle of the first half. Every single tackle. Like, it was unbelievable. So if it was 30 plays, I got 30 tackles. And right there, that's when I learned about recruitment, because after that game, a lot of the area high schools will recruit me to make sure I come, either went to their high school or at least come take a visit. So middle school, 8th grade, best game of my life.
Last question. You played with different NFL teams, played for the Gamecocks. What's the one teammate that you played with that if you could do it again, you would?
Man, that is an excellent question. One teammate, if I had to do it again, I would do it again, would easily be Michael Strahan. When I tell you he was the life of the party, and his personality that he has on TV was his personality every day, and he was the ultimate team guy. Like, it was nothing he wouldn't do for a rookie, nothing he wouldn't do for a vet, he wouldn't do for a free agent, somebody who didn't play. He was just the ultimate team guy. He made sure that we were always taken care of, either on or off the field, and he was just the ultimate guy. Like, I knew he was going to be a Hall of Famer on the field and off the field, and as you can see, his success off the field is probably just as good as his success was on the field. A rookie or a vet? A vet easily. Those rookie years are stressful, man. You don't know what your day-to-day is going to be like. Sometimes you're getting aged by the vets as well, right? But that rookie year is tough, man. It's that transition phase.
that everybody kind of struggles with, right? But when you're a vet, you've been there, done that. You're able to give good advice. You're able to still soak up knowledge. You're able to invest well because you know a little bit more, right? You're playing better. The game slows down the older you get. And like I said, man, just having a guy like Michael Strahan and Sam Madison kind of schooled me when I was a rookie in the NFL, and like Travell Wharton did for me when I was a freshman at USC. Those guys, those vets I had, I'll never forget those guys. So I would definitely want to be a vet. And thank you so much. And guys, please coming out to keep supporting those Bulldogs. Go Dogs.
You've never been afraid to put in the work. The extra early, extra late, extra work. Because you understand that education is the key that unlocks everything. Better pay, better hours, better opportunities, a better you. And playing the lottery is no different. Getting educated before you play gives you the tools you need to be a better player. Like knowing when to play and when to take a rain check. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to be a better player.
Why do we travel? Why do we fly? Are we called by the excitement of untold adventures in faraway places? Driven to shape the future of our world, or to share our world with future generations? We designed Columbia Metropolitan Airport for you, and her, and them. So when the day arrives for your next journey, we'll be ready to get you there. Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Go Dogs! Welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show as we talk football with South Carolina State head coach Chennis Berry. At halftime, it was 19-13 South Carolina State leading over Tennessee Tech coach. Talk about halftime now. We got off to a fast start. You wanted to come out to a fast start in the second half like we did the week before, but both teams struggled out in the locker room.
Well, we always talk about what we call the middle eight. So we want to, of course, have a fast start, but those last 4 minutes of the first half are very, very critical where we can get some separation, all right? And then those first 4 minutes of the second half is important. And we knew coming in that we were going to get the ball in the second half. And we didn't start as fast as I like us to start as we started the first half. We didn't do the same thing in the second half. But like I say, man, I told the guys at halftime, you know, we had to find a way. We had 30 more minutes. We had to lead at the moment. And I always tell the defensive guys, probably put a little pressure on them. I say, if they don't score, they don't win. But, you know, we know the game of football. Things happen. There's ebb and flow. But I thought for the most part our defense played really, really well. All day, I mean, to be honest, man. But, you know, we just try to stay positive at halftime. Always go over the corrections, what we're doing good, things that we need to work on in terms of fixing at halftime. Always leave our players something positive. I believe in positivity. You have to reinforce positivity, not just beat them up on the things they're not doing so well. We knew what we were doing good, but we wanted to come out in the second half and finish everything that we started. And I thought that we were doing a good job on both sides of the ball all game, but we got to do a better job of getting the separation when we have opportunities.
Okay, so I mentioned that score 19-13. We got into that bye because we had a couple of PATs we missed. Kyle Gallegos hit the crossbar at one point, coach. And so now the special teams come into play. And believe it or not, that special teams came through when you needed to because ultimately his last field goal turned out to be the game winner.
Well, we were having issues all game. I mean, anybody that watched the game, obviously, it's no secret. And a lot of it, people look at the kicker, but it's the operation. It's the snap, which was great. The hold was off a few times. Obviously, and once it gets to the kick, that operation has to be great. I thought we did a pretty good job with the protection part of it, but the hold wasn't always consistent, just put it that way. But we have to work on that. We got to get the chemistry of that going in the right direction because we feel like Kyle Gallegos can make most kicks. And unfortunately, we left about 5 points on the board when you're talking about 2 PATs and 1 field goal that really could have got that separation that we're talking about.
And then comes the defense and the big plays in the second half. You mentioned Makai Settles early on getting a sack. Bill Hall had a couple sacks. Jamal McKinney, 3 hurries, coach. This defensive line shut the door on a really good Tennessee Tech offense.
Man, so proud of our defensive line, man. You know, start with the big guys in the middle, you know, the interior part. Josh Barker, John Hannibal was amazing. really making it happen in the interior. Michael Settles was great. Rashard Washington did a really, really good job. He's our big guy in the middle. We were great. Octavian Mentor, the interior guys played well. Then our edge guys, like you say, Bill Hall, McKinney, Jaden Broughton, man, those guys were coming off that edge. And, you know, when you have guys like that and Jordan Dollard with that limb 6'5", 6'6", coming off the edge, we feel like we got 8 or 9 guys on that defensive line that can make it happen.
Now, Tennessee Tech had a couple big plays early in the game, which got them back into the ballgame, Coach. But you really relied on that secondary. Jalen Levine played some big minutes. Michael Brunson played some big minutes. And Diego Addison is just the glue that keeps all that unit together.
Man, listen, I just met with my leadership council, and I told them that Diego Addison and Day Peterson are the real deal Holyfield. But we were really, really proud of Logan Jones as well. He's one of our safeties. He did a great job. And you just talked about Michael Brunson. Michael Brunson was awesome, as well as Jalen Levine. Guys were given opportunities to go play, and those guys really stepped up. And you talking about Gerard Washington, that whole entire group did an amazing job of holding down the back end. We always talk about that front, but the back end is extremely important as well. But I tell you what, our linebackers were super awesome as well. We expect Aaron Boog Smith to be awesome. He's our good guy. But also we were really, really proud of Jalen Jones, man. He really went out and did some things that we expect him to do. So overall, our defense played some really good ball this past Saturday.
All right, Coach, now take me on the sidelines. We get near the end of the ball game. The defense has to go back after DeAndre Duhart. Everybody feels bad for Duhart because he's fighting for extra yardage. Lost the football late in the ball game. But the defense, it didn't bother them at all. I mean, it's like we got your back and they get back out on the field. Take me through what you were going through on the sideline.
It really, you know, that's the kind of team we're developing here. So we got your back. Who got your back? We got your back. Who got my back? We got your back. That's kind of the mindset of our guys because they never, ever waver. Yes, we were disappointed that we turned the ball over, but that defense stood tall through it all and found a way to keep making plays. I kept reinforcing to our defense, listen, guys, just win the down. Don't worry about the drive. Just win the down. Dominate the down. If we can get this team off the field just by winning the down, I like our chances. And we did just that. And I thought our defense, I'm so proud of those guys.
I want to take time to salute Food Lion with a sack to give back program. We got a few sacks in this ball game. You mentioned Bill Hall had a couple sacks. Sellis had a sack. The Sack to Give Back program, Food Lion donates 1,000 meals to folks in the Orangeburg area. And Coach, it's good to see the guys really starting to come together on that defensive line.
Oh, so proud, man. They work so hard. I tell you what, our 2 D-line coaches, with Coach Howard and Coach Blanchard, they make uncomfortable comfortable. They coach them hard in practice, and that's what you need in the interior. You want to make sure that you put them in adverse situations in practice. That way, when you get to game day, they can just go play and have fun and play fast. And that defensive line, if you can come to one of our practices at 7 in the morning, you're welcome to come, man. They get after it. They drive the sled. They're in the chutes. They get after it. And I tell you what, I really, really loved the direction of our defensive line led by our 2 defensive line coaches, Coach Blanchard and Coach Howard.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Chennis Berry Show. When we come back, we're going to go to the Players Spotlight, and we're going to put offensive lineman Nick Taiste in the spotlight when we come back on this edition of the Chennis Berry Show.
Hey, grab me one, too.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
Welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show. As we talk with Bulldog head coach Chennis Berry, we put Nick Taiste in the spotlight. And Coach, let me tell you what, this kid getting acclaim from all around the country.
It's my guy, man. Really love Nick Taiste, man. Developing a really good relationship with the young man. Special talent. First and foremost, you can't ask for a better human being. Unbelievable human being. But a really, really special offensive lineman. He can do it in the run game, passing game. He's physical, he's strong, he's smart. And I tell you what, he's a blessing to have on this football team because he loves this team. He's on our leadership council. I just can't say enough about Nick Taiste.
All right, folks, let's meet former White Knoll offensive lineman, South Carolina State Bulldog All-American, Nick Taiste in our player spotlight.
I'm Nick Taiste, and this is the Player Spotlight. Why is the offensive line the best unit on this football team? The offensive line is the best unit on the football team, easily because we're just the dirtbags. But long answer is because we're the heartbeat of the team. A team goes as we go. So as long as we're going, the team will always gotta go. That makes sense the best. What did you think when Coach Berry told the team about the leadership council, and how does it feel to be a representative for the O-line room on the council? When Coach Berry told me about the leadership council, I was excited. It's a chance, an opportunity for me to be able to showcase my leadership skills and, just represent the guys best I can. And it was something I looked forward to because it was a challenge. What are your team goals and what are your individual goals this football season? Well, the team goals is just simple to go 1-0 every week, 1-0 every day, 1-0 every minute, and just try to win every moment possible, understanding the urgency of now. My individual goals is to do whatever I can to help the team out to win, because at the end of the day, I just want to get to celebration mode and go out on top. What is your major and what do you like to do outside of football? My major is sports communication, senior. And what I like to do outside of football, I just like to chill with the guys, play spades. I like to listen to music, and I also love to eat, so I cook all the time. If you weren't playing football, what other sport would you play? I wasn't playing football. Well, it's easy. I was a big WWE fan growing up, so it kind of led me into the world of martial arts. So through that, I aspired to be a UFC fighter before I found out about football. So if I wasn't playing football, I'd be trying to get in it. Over the course of your 5-year career, who has been your favorite teammate? My favorite teammate has to be my brother, Lawler G-Nate, man. Nate, we came in together, was roommates for all my college years, so that's my favorite teammate. But all my teammates are my favorite teammates. I have a special bond with every single one of them, and unique in their own way, and I'll never take that for granted.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh, and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show. We talk Bulldog football with South Carolina State head coach Chennis Berry. Bulldogs have another much-deserved week off, Coach. And after that long trip to Cookeville, Tennessee, folks will be saying you're taking another open week, another week off. But we really need it after that trip.
Listen, man, we need every bit of the off week. You know, what I'm going to use is the term bye week. We're a banged-up football team. But, it's football. It's everywhere in the country right now. And we're grateful for the bye week. But we're going to take this week and we're going to really work on us still, maximizing the us versus us mindset. And that's, first of all, with another self-scout to kind of see where other teams are seeing us. And then we want to make sure that we can just hone in on the individual technique that it takes to be an efficient, effective football player. We tell our guys all the time, you don't have to be great. Just be consistently good. So we have to really hone in on the small details, the footwork, the fit, the finish, the pad level, the hat placement, the route depth, the timing, the throw. All that matters as we continue to go down the stretch. But we really, really appreciate this bye week because we really, really need it.
All right, it's time for the Davis Toyota keys to the game. We don't have a game next week. We do have Fort Valley in a couple of weeks. And, Coach, I know you don't really want to talk a lot about that game now because we got so much to happen in between, but you've played them a lot. You know their program.
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, Sean Gibbs does a great job, with those guys down there. And our young men going to have to be prepared because they're going to bring a football team in here that's going to be well coached. They're going to play hard, and they're going to have talent. But I know a lot about Fort Valley State University. Obviously, we've been going against them the last place I was at for the last couple of years. But, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a ball game that we have to be prepared for. And we'll continue to just watch film and get to know them a little bit more so we can have great plans going into the game week, which is next week.
Of course, I want to let folks, before we get out of here, I want you to encourage folks to prepare and get ready to come to the game, Coach, because last time we played at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium, we packed the house. We want a packed house in a couple of weeks.
Listen, man, let's say it for the people in the back. Listen, I'm spoiled now. So I'm expecting Oliver C. Dawson Stadium to be packed from wall to wall. 20,000 screaming Bulldog fans, garnet in blue, rocking the house. DJ Worm on the ones and twos, the one-on-one rocking the house. I expect to see. I'm spoiled now. Y'all gave it to me last time. Now we got to up the ante, and I want to say it again.
Folks, we want to thank our sponsors, Founders Federal Credit Union, Prisma Health, the South Carolina Educational Lottery, Orangeburg County, Healthy Blue, Pepsi, MUSC, Food Lion and their SAG to Give Back program, and of course Davis Toyota with the keys to the game. Folks, we hope to see you next week here on the Chennis Berry Show, and in a couple of weeks back here at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium when the Bulldogs take on Fort Valley State. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs! In the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That means kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But it's not about the fly.